Okay, today I'm going to show you how to use the new Panasonic slow juicer. Now, it's a great piece of kit to get more nutrition into your bodies. I'll quickly show you how it works first. This is the heart of the machine. This is the giant steel screw. What this does, as this turns, it drags the fruit down, and you can see that it gets smaller and smaller as you get to the bottom, to the nice stainless steel crushing area, and that squeezes all the juice out. You get 10% more juice out of a slow juicer than you do of a fast juicer. It's called a slow juicer because it works really slowly. A fast juicer spins really fast and grates up into really fine pieces any fruit or vegetables that you put there, and then uses centrifugal force to pull out the juice. Now, what a slow juicer does, as this turns, this squeezes all the juice out, and you get 10% more juice out, but you also get 10% more of the vitamins and minerals. Now, using a slow juicer, you actually get 65% of the nutrition out of your fruit and vegetables, and that only takes 10 or 15 minutes to actually get into your system. To actually eat that amount of vegetables, you'd have to chew them for about 2 hours. You'd only get 17% of the nutrition out, and that takes 3 to 5 hours to be absorbed by your body. So which one's the easier way to get nutrition? Now, I'll quickly show you how to put this machine together. As you can see, on the bottom of the bowl there's an arrow. See that white arrow there? Now, what that does, that lines up with an arrow on the machine, and so it's really easy to put together. So we just line those arrows up. Obviously, I can't see the arrow because I'm facing the wrong way. So, next to go in is the mesh there. This is what squeezes through, the juice squeezes through there, and as it turns, you can see there's rubber paddles there that actually keep them all clean and keep the juice flowing freely. So there's another arrow on top there, and the arrow lines up there. Next thing is the steel screw. The steel screw goes in and just locates onto the nut on the top, and then there's another arrow there which lines up on the machine. So you see that arrow there? That lines up on the machine. That lines up on the machine, and you just close it like a normal food processor. I'll just turn the machine there. Now, you do get 2 cups with it as well. One is to collect the juice. As you can see, there's measuring on the side there, so you can see how much juice you're collecting. And this is to collect all that lovely pulp. Now, the good thing about the slow juicer is the pulp comes out really dry. So after you've done your fruit and vegetables, you can use that pulp in cooking, which I'll show you a little bit later on. So we're going to do our first juice of the day. Now, your first juice of the day is really important. It's the one that wakes you up, fights fatigue, and gives you loads of energy. So we're going to start off with some greens. A funny thing to be putting in a morning juice, you think. But the greens here, these have vitamin A, they have iron, which is really good for your skin and to fight fatigue. So what you do, just turn the slow juicer on. As you can see, the slow juicer is quite quiet. Now, with leaves, you have to roll the leaves up and just feed them into the slow juicer. Being careful not to put your fingers down, of course, and you'll be able to see all that lovely juice coming out. So we'll just stick the second one in. That's squeezing all that lovely juice out of there, and you can see it coming out already. Now, it doesn't seem to be much coming out, but this is all the nutrition coming out. This is squeezing those plant cells, breaking them up and releasing all the goodness inside. So we'll start off with 4 leaves. All the goodness from those 4 leaves is now coming out of there. The next thing we'll use 2 apples. All I'm doing is cutting up these apples small enough to go into the shoot. So there's 2 of these lovely Granny Smith's apples. Now, apples have got loads of vitamins and minerals in there, and they're good for detoxing and even lower cholesterol. So you can see the juice is still coming out from those leaves. Now, if we push those apples through, as those apples push through, they're pushing the rest of those leaves down, and you can see this lovely dry pulp coming out. Now, if I just show you that, this pulp is so dry that it's just crumbling in my hand. You can see that crumbling there? So let's just throw that back in there. Let's carry on putting these apples through. And you'll be able to see all this lovely apple pulp coming out soon. You can see how much juice we're getting out of there. Next thing we'll do is an orange. Now you notice with the apple, I didn't peel the apple because there's all the goodness in the core and in the skin of the apple. But I am peeling the orange very quickly with a very sharp knife. Be careful when you're doing this. Now it doesn't matter if you don't get all the pith off, it's just the outer skin you want to get rid of because that is very, very bitter. So I'll just get rid of those bits into my bin. And again, we'll just cut the orange up into segments small enough to go down the chute of the juicer. And as we push those through, you can hear the juicer working and it's pushing all this other pulp through. Then we need some ginger. Where did I do with my ginger? There it is. You need about 1/4 inch of ginger. Well, it's about 1/2 inch. I like a lot of ginger in my stuff. Just throw that in, skin and all. Don't have to do anything else with that. And then just to give it a bit of zing, we are going to use 1/2 lemon. Now with the lemon, again, I'm going to, go away wasp, I'm going to just take the outer skin off. And again, cut it in just enough to get it down that chute. I'm going to put 1/2 a lime through. Now something different with the lime, because the lime skin is so thin, you want a little bit of that bitterness, so we're going to stick the lime skin through as well. So there we go, that lime's going through. And just to make up the bulk of the juice, this is going to be enough for 2 people here. So just to make up the bulk of the juice, we're going to put 1/2 a cucumber through. Now again, it seems a bit odd to put 1/2 a cucumber for your breakfast, but cucumber is about 80% water. There's also a lot of vitamins and minerals in the skin and also in the flesh. And with that extra liquid, it's all natural liquid, so you don't have to add any water to this to water the juice down. You just get that last piece of cucumber through, and you see how quickly that's breaking it down, how quickly that pulp is coming out. So there we go, the juice is still coming through, and the pulp is still coming through. Well, what we'll do, we'll just shut the juicer off now. That's most of the pulp come out. As you close the chute, that stops all the drips. And I'll just get a glass and just pour that lovely morning juice in there. There we go. So the morning juice is in that lovely glass there. That's our first juice of the day. Lovely green juice with all those lovely goodness. Now, if you want to have a juice for your lunch, you could do a different juice, but you're going to need to clean the machine first. So what we're going to do is we're just going to disassemble the machine. So you just take the lid off. This is how easy this is to clean. I've just got a bucket of water down here. So all I do is just rinse that off in the hot water. You rinse that off in the warm water. As you can see, all the bits are off. That's how easy it is to clean. The centre part comes out. And you just pop the centre out. Now you can see how little there is left on the screw there. So all that goodness has been taken off into your juice. So we just pop that in the bowl. Now you can see I'm just wiping out the last of the pulp out of there. There's not much pulp, so you can just wipe that last bit of pulp out, put that in the pulp container. Could even use that later. I'm just going to rinse this as well. So you can see we're just rinsing it, and that's clean enough to use next time. The screw's nicely rinsed, and we'll just rinse out the juice container as well. Clean and ready to go. Now what we'll do, we'll just reassemble the machine. Nice and quick and easy to reassemble. Again, it just all pushes together. There we go, a few seconds, and now we're ready to use again. Let's do a lunchtime juice. So a lunchtime juice, again, what we're going to do this time is we are going to use, going to use three green leaves as well. So you can use any greens, whether you want to use spinach, whether you want to use curly kale, anything like that. We'll just start this machine up again and start off our lunchtime juice. So again, roll the leaves up. That gives the machine something to grip onto. Be very careful of your fingers. So you can hear the machine working. Now, this machine's designed to be used for 15 minutes at a time, then you have to let it cool down for 15 minutes. But 15 minutes is plenty of time to do a whole family's juice in the morning. Now you've got greens there. Now for lunch we can use a beetroot. Now beetroots are fantastic for you. There's loads of antioxidants in here, they're lovely and sweet, and again you don't have to peel them, just cut them up small enough just to go down that chute. So we're going to put the beetroot through. You can see all the greens coming through. The beetroot's going to come through as well. We'll put those through a bit slowly because beetroot's quite hard, so we don't want to overwork the machine. And you can see the colour of the juice going through there. Now to get that lovely beta carotene, we're going to use a couple of small carrots. Now these carrots, if they're small enough to go down the chute, just drop them in. You don't have to cut these up. If they're larger carrots, then cut them up, make it a little bit easier on the machine. We're also going to use another Granny Smith apple. Now Granny Smith apples, lovely tart flavour, but they also add a little bit of sweetness to everything. So we'll put that through, and you can see all the really dry pulp coming out there as well. There we go. We're again going to use half a lime. Now this half a lime is going to go through in a second, and we use this half a lemon. The lime, again, I'm going to leave the skin on the lime, and I'm just chopping up the lemon small enough to go through and just peeling that. So we'll stick the lemon through, and again we're going to stick half a cucumber through just to get all that lovely juice out of there and the goodness out of the cucumber. So we'll just cut this into 4 just to go through. And as they go through, you can see the juice coming out, all that lovely dry pulp coming out. Just help that along there. Again, never stick your fingers down there, otherwise you'll be juicing your fingers. And you might need them later on. So we'll just put the last bit of the cucumber down there. And then we'll put the lime through. Because the lime skin is quite hard, that'll help push all the other pulp down that screw. And this could be your lunchtime juice. You could take this to work with you, keep it in the fridge at work, give it a shake before you start. Now the good thing about these slow juicers is, as you can see, that hasn't separated. If you'd have done that in the fast juicer, that would have separated into pulp and liquid at the bottom. That's been sat there for about 5 minutes, and we haven't even separated there. Now all the juice is coming out, so we'll switch the slow juicer off, close that chute, and we'll get another lovely juice out. All I'm doing is just straining the froth on there because the froth isn't very nice to drink. So we've got a lovely lunchtime juice there with all those yummy vitamins and minerals. Now we're going to pass those out so you can try some of those. If you come back a bit later on, we're going to show you another lunchtime juice, maybe another breakfast juice, and also we will show you what this gadget is for. We'll see you later.